Hi everyone. Today I want to talk about chronic fatigue syndrome. So I'm currently being assessed for CFS ME by the doctors, and um, I just wanted to talk about a little bit about what it's like. So today I actually had a meeting this morning, which wasn't very long. It was online, and it should have been like really easy. And then I went out to town. I went to some shops, and I went to the supermarket, and I came home. And then I basically just had to crash on the settee um, until it was time to pick the kids up from school because I was so tired. I could barely move my arms. I just had no energy. I didn't really put much of the shopping away. Normally, in the past, I would have been able to put all the shopping away, and then I would have had to rest for a bit because I would have been out of breath. Whereas these days, I still get out of breath, but it's like my whole body is just given up. It's just, I get so tired, like beyond exhausted. Like if I lay down in bed, I would just fall asleep and not wake up for ages. My body gets so heavy, I can't move. My speech gets really bad. I can't think properly. I end up slurring my words. I forget things all the time. And just absolutely knackered. Like I've been awake for several days, which I haven't been, because like I do get a decent amount of sleep at night. But it's not enough. I mean, half the time I wake up more tired in the morning than before I went to bed. So yeah, and then I had a bit of a rest, enough to get enough energy to go and get the kids from school, and I came home, and that was it for me. And I really wanted to cook dinner. I have all the ingredients and stuff. I was going to make spaghetti bolognese, but I couldn't even get up, so I had to order takeout again, which seems to be a regular thing because I don't have the energy to cook. I don't even have the energy to put takeaway in the oven. If I want to, these days, if I want to cook dinner, I have to basically do nothing for the most of the day so I can get the energy to be able to cook a meal. That's how bad it is. It's like if most days I have to choose between washing the dishes and cooking food because I can't do both. It's just everything wipes me out. Yeah. So basically, yeah, I got a bit of energy back after resting and having something to eat, enough to be able to put the kids to bed. And then I'll walking up and down the stairs and reading them a story and everything. That's just used up what little energy I had gathered. And now I don't know, I should be going upstairs to bed. If I had a bed down here, I would just lie down and go to sleep down here. It's kind of ridiculous when you have to have energy to be able to go to bed. Yeah. So, like with chronic fatigue, it's like you've not slept all week and you're ill as well. I don't know if that's a good way of describing it. Like your body just has no energy left, and the slightest thing makes you feel like you have a cold. It's like I got home and I was just coughing and I felt like achy in my bones. Yeah, what was I saying? I can't even remember what I was saying now. It's just, you try and talk to someone and you can't even remember what you said. I mean, I've always had a terrible memory and I've always struggled to talk. But it's just like, it's so much worse. Like someone else described it as having a phone battery constantly on like less than 10%, and you try and charge it and it doesn't charge. I actually had a phone like that. You'd put it onto charge and you'd check on it several hours later and it had like 15%, and you'd spend 5 minutes doing something and the battery would be gone. It's like that. Like if I were to go out for a walk, even like a half an hour one, I would get back home and I would be so cold, like freezing, and it takes me the rest of the day to warm back up. And I'd be sat with my blanket and the heating on, and I'm just so cold. I found if I stay inside and don't go out, that I don't get cold. Like you can't really never go out anywhere. So I've been trying to do the pacing thing where you don't do as much. Like I used to go out for walks and oh my god, I was so busy. We'd be out all the time. I would be doing all kinds of things and I was always tired, but like I could take the kids out to the park and then to the shops and out to somewhere to eat, and I'd come home and do housework, and I would be tired and breathless and I'd overheat and stuff, but it was manageable. Whereas now I could take them to the park and I would be done for the rest of the day. That would be me. I would have to come home and rest, basically. And then I would be out of it for like a couple of days. Sometimes if I rest all weekend and don't do much, then I get back some energy on the Monday, and for a while I was like, oh, that's enough, I can go back to my previous level of doing things. So it wasn't even as much as I used to do. It was like half of what I used to do, but I would do it, and then the next day I'd still have some energy, but I would be a lot weaker. And then by the third day, I would crash and I would have no energy and I would need to rest until the weekend, and then the Monday would come again and I would have lots of energy again, and I'd be like, oh, I have energy, I can catch up on the housework and do things. And I'm a bit of a slow learner here. I've realised I can't do that. When I have good days, I need to stop myself from doing too much, because it will affect me the next day and the next day, which is really hard, because when you're so exhausted, like all I've done today is, in regards to housework, is I put some washing on and I put it onto the radiators to dry, and I did a bit of tidying up, like it consisted of picking up some cushions off the floor, and that's the most I've managed to do in regards to housework. I haven't washed any dishes, I haven't cooked any food, I haven't done any cleaning, or anything really, other than the washing. And after a while it starts to build up, and so then when you have good days, you want to get through it all. So then trying to hold back is so hard, because it needs doing, you know. You can't just leave it. But then there's no easy answer. Basically, I just have to hope I either get better or learn to manage it and somehow figure it out. I've got to figure something out. But like I say, I'm not even sure if it is chronic fatigue, because I'm still waiting to be assessed. I have appointments coming up and they're going to talk to me about it, but from everything I've read, it definitely seems like chronic fatigue. And it's only been bad for the last year. I'm not really sure what triggered it, but I've never experienced anything like this, because it doesn't seem to be getting better, it just seems to be getting worse. Because like when the kids were babies and they didn't sleep, you knew that it would get better, but I don't know if this will get better, or if it's just something I've got to learn to manage. So yeah, I guess I have to wait and see what the doctors say. But I mean, it could be worse. I can get out the house, I can go shopping, I can do things. So yeah, I mean, a lot of people who have this are like completely bedbound and need full-time support. So I'm not that bad. It's just at the end of the day, I'm so unbelievably exhausted. Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to try and do more videos, especially after I've seen the doctors, see what they say, because I want to like record some of this stuff and I don't know, talk about it and things, kind of share my story or stories, because I have quite a lot of stuff going on, to be honest. It's not just a chronic fatigue, so there's a lot to talk about. So I'm going to try and talk about them when I have more energy. So at least I don't need to walk around and stuff to just talk into a phone. Yeah, I need sleep. Okay, well, that's my first video on chronic fatigue. So I guess we'll see what happens. Thanks for watching. Bye.